Not too long ago, somebody brought up a wood skill that I can't believe I haven't covered yet. And it's something that I've done since I was a little kid, and it has to do with keeping our feet and our hands warm in the winter, which is a problem for a lot of us. This is an easy method, and it's something that a lot of you might know about already and maybe are using already, but I'm going to give some little methods to make it a little bit more effective as well. To introduce all of this though, I am going to show you what happened just a couple of weeks ago. Now, what I'm not talking about is the method that I used in chasing turkeys. If you've read my book, Chasing Turkeys, you might remember a story when teenage Kenton went out on a day when there was just patchy snow on the ground and his feet got very, very cold, and he did something very dubious to keep his feet warm. And the title of this video definitely will say everything else that needs to be said about that at the moment. But to explain all of this further, I would like to harken back to a few weeks ago when it was a day very similar to that one that I went out on when I was a teenager, when our daughter Liliana decided for our daily hike, instead of dressing up like the rest of us would, she was going to do it barefoot. Without further ado, let's see what happens when Liliana goes for that hike. And then I will be giving you a complete instructional on how to use this method most effectively to warm up your hands or your feet or a friend's hands or feet if they're getting too cold. How's it feeling, Liliana?
It's a really weird feeling.
Weird feeling?
Yeah.
Stingy?
Yeah. It's not cold, but it's more stingy.
You realize most people couldn't even walk on this gravel, let alone in the winter. Jeez. It's pretty amazing. Do you remember what happened to me when I did this, Liliana?
What? You had
In chasing turkeys? Do you remember what happened?
Yes. You were sort of silly.
I was sort of silly. What'd I do?
He peed on his feet. My dad. Don't do that, Lily.
Feel your feet?
Yeah.
Okay. They are chilly. Heading into the woods. Wait. You said this is warm in here?
Yeah.
It's really warm.
It's out there.
Okay. Wild human tracks. How are you doing?
Cold.
Cold. Your feet are too cold? We're going to warm them up?
Sure.
Okay.
I might want to take a leaf and clean it off first.
All right, ready? There we go.
Now you're going to do the brave one.
How's that feel? How's that feeling? Feeling good?
Yes.
One of the first forest monks who came out here, I don't know if I can use her name, but we'd do a walk. We'd both go barefoot and we'd do long walks through the winter woods. And then when our feet got cold, we would belly warm each other's feet like this.
That's awesome.
And so we could go a long way without having to have footwear. But we just stop every 5-10 minutes and do this. Except we'd sit across from each other on a log and both put
Oh, that's awesome.
on each other's bellies.
Oh.
How do you feel?
You look muddy.
That's all right.
I feel fine.
You feel ready to go again?
Yep.
They feel warmer, don't they?
Even though they're so red.
They feel okay?
Yep.
Okay, let's go
Let's
for it.
go.
Liliana,
Yeah.
I've been witnessing a bunch of the Amish women who choose to go out without any gloves. or mittens on?
Yeah.
Obviously, you could have chosen to wear footwear. Why did you not?
Well, I don't really know.
You don't really know? Just to have the experience, or? Interesting. That's seems like it's part of your magic. You don't even necessarily need reasons in the same way most people do. Yeah, those are old oysters. People probably can't see it from here, but okay, heading home. Barefoot in the snow. Wow. Okay, so you're seeing the basic idea here is just that when our hands start to get too cold in the winter, we can take them, we can put them up under our armpits or any other place in our body that is generating a lot of heat. So this is where the major arteries are running. This is down in the groin area. So if you're going to take your hands and put them on your inner thighs, that's going to warm them up really quickly. Under the armpits works well. Anywhere on the core tends to work well. But the armpits are often the most effective place to put your hands. And I'm going to show you a little trick on how to do this most effectively. The basic idea is that your hand's just going to go up into your armpits. Now, if you tuck your thumb underneath, that's going to make a difference. And if you get it up really nice and deep, that's where it's going to be warmest. But the thing is that we have arteries running under here that have a lot of heat. But the skin on the surface, when I take a really cold hand and put it in here, is going to cool down that surface skin. So if I put my hand here, it's going to be warm for a little bit, and it's going to get warm, but I can speed things along if I do about a count of 10, and then I just move it down just a little bit, kind of into the muscle of your trapezius, and bring your arm down nice and hard. Squeeze your fingers and your thumbs in, not so hard that you're squashing them and cutting off circulation, but enough so that your skin is surrounding your fingers and your thumb. And then after 10 seconds, move it back up, and you can shift back and forth between those two. And that's a way just to speed things along a little bit and optimize your heating. Now, what about feet? Just like you saw in our real life experience there with Liliana, the feet of a companion can be brought up against your core, up against your belly, and that's going to warm up those feet faster than anything else is going to. You're going to be losing a little bit of heat, which brings up the whole thought here that whenever you do this, you're not getting heat out of nowhere. That heat that you're using to warm up your hands or your feet is coming from your core. So that's just something to keep in mind. In general, for most of us, our hands and our feet go into panic mode when we start to get cold. That means that the little blood vessels in our hands and our feet start to just constrict up, and our hands and our feet get cold way before we're in any kind of actual danger. So in general, unless you're in a really, really dire hypothermic situation, almost always there's not a big problem with pulling some heat from your core to warm up your hands. And warm hands, agile, dexterous hands, are what is going to allow you to make a fire, to cook food, to do other things that are going to make it so that you can actually bring heat back into your core again. When you warm up somebody's feet, here's a trick to it. You're going to take off their boots. Those can be set down in the snow. We're not too worried about the boots, but we're going to take their socks off too. When we take their socks off, they're going to be exposed to the elements. So right away, we want to get them right up against our flesh. So if someone's sitting on a log, remember when they stop in the cold, they're going to be getting colder. And one of the biggest ways we get cold is by sitting on something that's going to sap all of our heat out of us. It's called conduction, and it's a very quick way to lose our heat. So we want to sit on a log, ideally, and that doesn't conduct as well as, for instance, sitting down right on the snow or on some ice or on a rock. on a pack is another great option. If you have a big backpack, so you can put that down so that the back part that goes onto your back is facing up and not getting in the snow, and then you can sit on top of that. But when you put those feet up against you, you're going to take their socks and put those up under your armpit. So now you're warming up their socks as well. And then when their feet feel warm and they're ready to put them back in the boots, you can give them this really great experience by up underneath your shirt, putting their socks on for them, and then transferring their feet right into their boots. Really nice way if someone is in a really tough place, they feel like their toes are going to fall off, and then 10 minutes later their feet can be toasty, all thanks to you. All right, friends, that might seem like a basic tool, but if you don't have that at your disposal, you now do, and I think you're going to find great uses for it. If you did have it at your disposal, hopefully we've given you a couple of tips and tricks today to make it even more effective. The winter can be tough, especially with those cold hands and feet. This can be a game changer. All right, love to you all, my friends. Thanks for watching, and we will talk with you in the comments. Share any other tips or tricks that you have down there.